Hello, 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 everyone. Oop, I cannot hear you guys. I cannot hear myself, shall I say. I have to be able to make sure my sound is okay. Grand Rising, everyone. I hope you guys are having a great Friday so far. Hey, Evangelist. Hello there. How are you? Hey, Miss Dolores. Grand Rising. Hey, Teresa. Happy Friday. Hello there. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, Deja. Grand Rising. Hey, Lolita. Hello, everyone. Hope you guys are having a great Friday. I am ready to relax. Okay. I've had a kind of busy week, so I get excited for the weekends. Um, because I don't have nothing to do. Alrighty. If you haven't done so already, please make sure that you share this live if you can. And I would definitely appreciate it. Okay. Lord, this thing is 1 second. There we go. Looks a little crazy. I look a little yellow. I don't like the way that looks. Maybe it's because I have on yellow, but it looks a little strange right now. Alrighty. All right, y'all. So this is a case that has been going on and been monitored for the last couple of weeks, actually. You look nice. Thank you. You love the yellow? Thank you. I'm trying to get used to wearing other colors besides, dark ones and things of that nature. I'm trying really, really hard. Okay. I used to be an all black type of girl. Okay. Oh, hey, Elizabeth, all black type of girl. I don't want no bright colors, but I'm learning that bright colors are pretty. So that's what era I am in right now. Alrighty. So this case that we're going to be discussing, actually, we've discussed cases like this a lot. Okay. And I must say, and I've been saying this since the beginning of 2025. Okay. 2024 was the era of exposing the big people, okay? The industry, officials, artists, comedians, rich folk, okay? But I think that the year 2025 is to expose the secrets of society. And when I say that, I mean not the elite society, but us people here, the regular folk, okay? And in the midst of that, we have been seeing churches be exposed, family secrets be exposed, businesses be exposed, different level, school officials being exposed. We're seeing people of everyday life be exposed in this year. Okay. And that's how I look at, 2025 as of right now. So I honestly and truly feel as though that this is one of those cases. Now, when it comes to this pastor here, okay, this is a long lineage of pastoral duties from this man's father, mother, family members being a part of this huge mega church that is out there in Albany, Ohio. And the reports have begun to come out early on. But of course, the church, per usual, did not want to take the allegations seriously. They also went as far as to send employees a NDA to ensure that they do not attempt to whistleblow the things that was going on within the church. You had also attorneys that was calling the authorities in attempts to stop those who were speaking out, basically trying to say it was a form of defamation of character. And over time, the truth has now officially been exposed with one of the pastor's children, actually his junior. So Gary Thomas Sr., his son, who is Gary Thomas Keesee Jr., has now been arrested for a long term of SA and abuse that has been going on within the church. Okay. Now, this church is called Faith Life Church out there in Albany, Ohio. And there's multitudes of victims that have been speaking out for a while now, but no one wanted to listen. They were silenced per usual when it comes to the church. Okay. And one thing that I can honestly say is, I don't know what it is within church congregations that people feel as though that they must hold the secrets of those that are in leadership. I don't know what is all of that about. I don't know why they feel as though that is a part of God's work. I don't know what it is, okay? But I have found it, and I've covered many, many cases of pastors and churches who, cover the secrets and protect the abusers within the congregation, but then still call themselves the vessels of Christ, okay? Or the pastors on duty, or the heads of the church, or these different types of labels in which they're not living on the day to day. And this is why, as you guys know, I am one that has been proudly to say, if you don't go to church, I understand why. And I understand why people have chosen to basically take their prayers to the foot of their beds and take their prayers straight to God versus going through a third party. Because what we're finding, especially this year, is that many times when we're taking our prayers to the third party, we're taking our prayers to Satan's children themselves. Okay. Such as this case with Gary Thomas Keesee. Okay. So Gary Thomas Keesee is a 36-year-old, and he is the son of Gary and Drenda Keesee. And they are founders of the influential Megachurch, otherwise known as Faith Life Church. Okay. It is a megachurch headquarters in New Albany, Ohio, where they do have additional campuses as well in Powell as well. And it's thousands of members that are a part of this entire church organization that goes across Licking, Delaware, and Knox counties out there. Okay. So Keesee Jr. did serve in various roles at the church over the years, including as the chief media officer. And he was also a trusted member of the church within the congregation, as well as part of the prominent religious family with deep community influence. Okay. Now, this family's influence is deep. And when I say it's deep, it is politically deep. Okay. It is so politically deep that it actually played a role in blocking how this investigation could go, to where the case had to be handed around the levels of people that were connected to the church on a political realm. Okay. So in December of 2023, a chilling report was filed due to essaying that was happening out there to the Knox County Sheriff's Department. Okay. And they did allege that Keesee Jr. had repeatedly abused a child beginning when she was just 5 years old. The allegation also triggered a cascade of investigation actions that went when many people began to speak after this one victim. Okay. And it caused more victims to be uncovered, but also further disturbing accusations that was being held against Keesee Jr. from victims. And it did lead to a multi-county criminal investigation, which now has turned into a 27-count criminal indictment against this man. Okay. Hey, Shantae, Grand Rising. So the first report had came on Christmas Eve, back in 2023, when a victim had told the authorities that she was essayed at least 50 times by Keesee Jr. when she was 5 and 6 years old. So the alleged assaults had occurred at the locations in Knox County, and soon after, there were 2 more victims that then came to speak as well. Okay. Now, one of them also alleged that the abuse had started when she was 6 years old and continued until she was a teenager. So she says that she was assaulted at least 100 times by Keesee Jr., and this had occurred before she even turned the age of 15 years old. So these allegations also suggested a pattern of prolonged predatory behavior across multi-state lines and multi-years of locations. So different church locations, different instances, different times, and everything. Okay. Yes. So the Knox County Sheriff's Office and the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigations, also known as the BCI, they both had focused themselves on this investigation, and they had to shift their focus as well due to the conflict of interest. So Drenda Keesee, she is Gary's mother, and she is the current Knox County Commissioner. Get into it. Okay. So just imagine the trouble it is attempting to investigate this when this man's mother is the commissioner of the county. Okay. So the Ohio Attorney General David Yost, he has a personal relationship with the Keesee family as well, and therefore declined to be involved in the investigation as well. So due to these entanglements of this entire political round that they have going on, the Licking County Sheriff's Office had took over in the lead to lead the investigation. The Licking County Sheriffs had begun their investigation in February of 2024, and detectives from the Licking County had led the sheriff, Randy Thorpe, and the investigator, Gus Moore, to conduct a sweep of the multi-state probe into this church, where they began to interview more than 40 witnesses connected to this case. Okay? So here is the official timeline. So from 2002 to 2011, the time frame for the alleged essay with Keesee Jr. was alleged to had to happen when he was around 12 to 22 years old. So they're basically saying that he had been doing this since he was a kid. The victims were all ages 6 years old, with abuse alleged continued until they were mid-teenage years. Okay? So from September of 2022, one victim's family have reported that Keesee Jr. may have committed misconduct years prior, but no formal charges was brought towards him. Then in December of 2023, so this is the Christmas Eve of 2023, the initial first report came with Knox County by the first known victim. And then in January of 2024, the Licking County had then accepted the case after Knox County and BCI had recused themselves from the investigations due to the conflict of interest. And then in February of 2024, the investigation had then ramped up, and that's when they began to speak to these 40 witnesses, and they were interviewed across multiple jurisdictions. And then April 5th of 2024, April 5th of 2025, Keesee Jr. was then arrested at his house in Jonestown by the Licking County Sheriff's Office. On April the 8th, there was a 27-count indictment that then was filed with the Knox County grand jury. And then on April the 10th, Keesee Jr. was arraigned and he was put on bond for $2 million. And then April 15th and ongoing, investigators did confirm a related active investigation in Fairfield counties as well, and another former Faith Life Church employee. Okay, so apparently this is a probe, guys, that is happening currently. There is a woman that has been speaking very vocal about this investigation, and she has been trying to ring the bell. She has been the main whistleblower in this investigation nonstop. And when she begins to speak out, many people, well, the church, shall I say, tried to dress her up as some form of conspiracy theorist. This isn't real. She is just making up things. And her name is Sabrina Speaks. And they have took it as far to where the church's attorney attempted to call the authorities on Sabrina, basically saying that the allegations in which Sabrina was bringing forth wasn't true. And they were all conspiracy theories and stuff like that. That's what they attempted to say. But here we are months later, they then determined that this was actually real, that he has officially been arrested for the things in which Sabrina had already been bringing forth. Not only what Sabrina had been bringing forth, but what multiple victims have been coming forward to speak about, okay? So I'm going to read you one of the statements from one of the victims, and there is a list of people that have been speaking out, and I'm going to read you just one. I am a survivor of SA, and my story was one that was silenced and covered up by the very community that was supposed to protect me. My old fears tried to stop me when deciding to open this case. It had taken a long time for me to find my voice, but I am no longer afraid to share my truth. I want to let others know that they are not alone and there is hope and healing is possible. I am deeply grateful for your support and I received along the way. And together we will pursue justice. This is not just my fight. It is for anyone who has ever been silenced or made to feel invincible. We will be heard. Accidentally made my post not shareable, and she did make it shareable for everyone to see. Okay, so these are and she posted this back in February. All right, Now, this is when the case began to kind of like rev up. Like, this is, when people begin to really speak out about what was going on. But he has officially been indicted and officially been arrested for the things in which he has caused to multiple children within this church. Okay. And it looks like that there are more people that are connected to this as well, that he's possibly not the only person that is within this church that have partaken in some of these ill actions. Okay. Now, the break in the case came with the Licking County Sheriff's Office when they did uncover some statements from 3 victims, all of whom were minors and all of whom attended the Faith Life Church at the time of the abuse. Now, one of the victims alleged that Keesee Jr., I didn't show you guys his picture. Here he goes. One of the victims alleged over 100 times, with assaults occurring between 6 and 15, as we have said. And these are the investigation breakthroughs. These are the things that basically allowed investigators to piece this thing together. And then you also have the court documents that state that the alleged abuse had begun when Keesee Jr. was 12 years old, meaning that his first offenses had happened when he was still a minor, but it also continued until adulthood. Now, that alone makes us wonder, where did he get this from? Okay, because you guys, we know, okay, we know that when a child partakes in this type of stuff, especially in a church-like setting, 9 out of 10, this child has endured this as well. Not am I trying to do the victims that are already here? No. What I'm telling people is this: he is not the only one. Okay? And there could be more victims in this church outside of the victims that is his victims that could possibly be the victims of his abuser. Now, who that is, I don't know as of yet, but that is my honest opinion, that there could be other victims that did not speak yet. And these other victims could be someone connected to someone who was the generation before these children, i.e. Gary's generation, because typically this is how churches happen. This is how it typically happens in churches, where it is handed down generation through generation, secret through secret, church parish through church parish. So I wouldn't be surprised if this extra person that they are looking into could have possibly been another person who was possibly older that could have been connected to Gary. But I am one to believe that he is not the only person in this church. Okay, I just think that the children that were in this church here, these children that are speaking out now who are adults, are the children that had the courage to speak. But there could be adults who are way older, okay, possibly Gary's age, possibly a little bit older than Gary, who has not spoken yet and simply walked away from the church as if nothing ever happened, because that is typically what happens. What I tell you guys is this: what I learned about the new era of generations of people, and I'm going to talk about 80s babies on up to current. All right. What I've learned about the 80s babies on up is that, and this is statistically known, okay, 80s babies on up, and if you know, you know, they have been the ones who literally are breaking the chains. And this is no attack on the elders, okay? And the elders were only kind of doing things in which previous was done to them, or the secret, what they was handed down. Don't tell anyone, everybody in the family knows, or hey, Aries, everyone in the family knows, or everyone in the church knows. And what I've learned about the younger generations, especially those that are after the 80s babies, they are not afraid to tell. And when they finally get the courage to tell, it's hell has no fury. That's what I have learned. Okay. And it's statistically proven that the younger generation are the ones that are truly going against the grain when it comes to the curses of family, or when it comes to the curses of churches or organizations and things of that nature. It's the younger generation that are taking upon themselves to open up the vault. And there are some older elders who are following the footsteps of the younger generation and standing 10 toes behind them. But what we have in the midst of that, we have older generations who are still going along trying to, keep this under wraps and keep this that pure lie of what goes in our house and stay in our house has damaged many. Exactly. And you have the older generation who are following through with the younger generation and says, no, tell. I want you to tell and tell me what you know so that we can go get you some justice and we can get them in jail. And then you still have some of that older generation that's saying, shh, be quiet. Don't tell anyone. That's what we're dealing with right now. And I think that is playing a role in what I was saying about the whole 2025, that this is the era of exposing the secrets of society. That is what's playing a role in this. So I wouldn't be surprised if this man was abused too. I really wouldn't. Come on now. He started this at 12 years old. He started this at 12 years old. That tells us that he got this from somewhere, whether he's seen someone do this or it was done to him, but this came from somewhere. Okay? It's not like he was 15, 16, 17. No, he was 12. So these people, the victims who are speaking out today, could have literally just opened up a vault of decades of abuse and secrets. And there could be multiple leaders in this vault. Okay? He did this to many people, King's Kid. Many. There's so many victims. Will we say 40 witnesses so far? Okay? He is 36. He's 36 years old. Okay? He's been doing this since he was 12 years old. So law enforcement also discovered possible digital communication in this investigation as well, and evidence from witness interviews that place Keesee, or Keesee, I'm not sure how they say it, but Keesee Jr. at the sites of the reported abuse as well. And an added twist to this investigation, Fairfield County Sheriff's Office also confirmed that they are investigating a connected suspect in their jurisdiction, though they have not officially named that person as of yet, that they believe is tied to Faith Life Church Network. That said person could be the said person that is connected to Gary Thomas. If this person comes out to be a well older person, I wouldn't be surprised if that said person is not connected to this guy here. I really wouldn't. Wouldn't be surprised. So he has been charged with 27 felonies, okay, including 11 counts of 11 counts of gross imposition, okay, 5 counts of unlawful conduct with a minor, and he has pled not guilty. Through his attorneys, who maintains that he is innocent and looks forward to defending him against these charges, Keesee Jr. is looking to fight against all of this, okay? As of this month, he is remaining to be in custody in the Licking County Justice Center. And his next scheduled court date is currently pending, though the prosecution is expected to call multiple child witnesses, now adults, and present, and they have some forensic evidence as well in this case. So the Licking County Prosecutor's Office has emphasized the need for more potential victims to come forward, and they also noted the possibility of additional charges that could be coming and possible suspects as well. Okay, so when it comes to the church, they have released a statement condemning essaying within the church, offering prayers to the survivors. And they also denied any abuse had occurred at the church and the properties. Okay. And they're committed to cooperating with the authorities throughout the investigation. However, the former church members and concerned parents have also expressed outrage and fear in questioning whether or not they will be able to get justice due to the levels of connections this family have and the conflicts of interest. Okay. So this case have also drawn regional and national attention amongst communities that are focused on clergy abuse and megachurch accountability. Okay. So many people are watching this case as of right now. Here's my thing with this. Okay. I pray that his mother, who is currently the commissioner, acts like that she's a woman of cloth before being a commissioner. I need her to be a woman of cloth in this position and not just a commissioner. And the reason why I say that is because I have seen commissioners that put their toes in things in which they don't belong. I really hope that you keep your foot out of this and hold tight to your cloth in this position. Step away from the position of commissioner and don't do anything in an attempt to protect your child. Protect the victims and be a woman of clergy right now. That's what I would like for her to do. I need her to take off because you can't be a commissioner in this case anyway. Okay? Because it's a conflict of interest. To make things fair and to make things clear, I'm going to need you to be a woman of cloth. That's what I need you to be. That means don't try to backdoor the victims. Don't try to go and talk to anybody. Don't try to go cut no deals. Don't try to make any type of nothing when it comes to the witnesses. Your child is being accused of 24 counts, 27 felony counts, and decades of abuse. Okay? If you're truly a woman of clergy, and if you're truly a woman that stands on the side of Christ as you proclaim, you will step aside and allow justice to do its big one. If you cannot do that, that lets everyone know. The public know, the victims know, those that are watching, parents, everybody know that you guys are not for clergy. You guys are for corruption. Don't get your C's twisted up. Don't get your C's twisted up. Okay? Cloth over commissioning. That is what we're looking for, the people. Because as they say, this is a nationwide case with high publicity. Cloth over commissioning, okay, is what we're needing from you right now. They need to step. Yeah, she's emotionally attached. Yeah, I hope and pray that you guys don't try, because this is a very sticky, icky situation. So I can only imagine how the victims have been trying to speak out, but because of the power that is connected, this is not just a church that is a mega church. This is a church with a political power. So I can only imagine how these victims and parents have been having to fight and feel attacked and feel ignored and feel targeted because they're trying to speak out on someone that is connected to a position in power. And it's double the trouble because you have a position of power in religious realm and you have position of power in the political realm. That is a lot of power. It's a lot of power. But it's a great thing that the victims have come together and begin to speak all together. Because if there's one, there's two, there's three. Okay? And the moment that investigators can see that it's multiple, as I always say, if you hear something twice, you have to then look at your ear, open up your ears a little bit and wonder if it's the truth. Once, okay. Twice, we got to pay attention. 3 times, it's a problem. Okay? It's a lot of power. This is a cult, as you know. Yeah, this is a cult. This is not a church. This is a cult. There also has been some questions about the spending over at this church as well. There's possibly there's a possibility that money has been being used in ways that it shouldn't, and that has been getting exposed within the last couple of months as well. But it's a lot that is connected to this case, and we're going to be watching it very closely, just in case. I want to know who is going to be the next person to be arrested. Something tells me it's going to be an elder. Yeah, I want to know who's going to be the next person, because this guy here, Gary, didn't get this from anywhere. He didn't get this from nowhere. He got this from somebody. And if we're going to clean house, we might as well clean the whole house, not just partial. Clean the whole house. It's springtime. It's a great time to do some church spring cleaning. It's a great time. Churches are more concerned with the money than and that is what's crazy to me. That is what's crazy to me. I would never understand how someone, the way that I think is this, King's Kid. How do you get on your knees, right? And pray. Walk to the pulpit, pray. Stand at the pulpit, pray. But when a victim comes to you crying about someone preying on them, and I'm talking about preying, you don't go and talk and speak. Thank you, evangelist. You don't go talk and speak about it to anyone. You don't tell this victim, let's go report, but instead, let's cover this up. That's the pastor. You can't say that. I never understand, how do you people hear a victim's cries, but then proceed to tiptoe to the pulpit and pray? I don't get that. I really don't understand that. I don't know how someone hear a victim's cries, look the predator in the face, and still take their prayers to the person that's supposed to be the praying pastor. I don't understand that when you're hearing the birds chirping about what the praying pastor is doing. I don't understand that. Like, my mind, I would think that since this case is speaking on conflict of interest, I would say that's a conflict of interest. I would say that is a form of conflict of interest. You can't be saying that you are a part of the clergy and a part of the cloth, but you're hiding the devil's business and the devil's work and the devil's duties. You can't play both sides. You can't do that. It's impossible for you to be on both sides of the playing field. You just cannot do that. I would never understand how people do that. I really wouldn't be able to understand it. It just doesn't make any sense to me. They ain't real Christians. They fake. Yeah, all fake. Really are. Really are all fake. Alrighty, guys. That's that. We're going to be keeping updated on this. Bigo, I am coming to you guys today. We're going to listen to a video that is coming from one of the victims today. We're also going to read over some more of the public victim statements today. We're also going to watch the press conference about this case. And we're also going to watch, we're going to get into a case of a young woman that she ran over her children's father in front of her children at an Easter event. And she was seen in court laughing as if she didn't just kill her children's father. We're going to get into that today as well on the Bigo side of things, okay? I'll be coming to you guys right after the show. Just give me 5 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes after the show, and I will be coming to you guys, okay? Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. For those of you that have dropped any form, so evangelists, for those of you that dropped any form of super sticker, any of those things, super sticker, super chat, or any of those things, that is how you get into this month's raffle. You would be if you are chosen and if you win, you will be the first to get my unreleased new Savage Royalty merch that is due to drop in June, okay? And you will be the first to have it before it drops. So I'm going to do, it's going to be the same raffle, but your super stickers is how you get entered. Every time you send a super sticker, you will be able to get you an entry into the raffle. Okay. Thank you guys for the support this week. I truly, truly appreciate it. What is going on with these damn churches? I told you, Aries. We are in 2025. Okay. The secrets of society is being exposed, and the churches is one of the biggest secrets of society. Okay. They're one of the biggest secrets outside of families and things that in households. Churches is one of the biggest secrets of society. So just strap up, because we're going to see a lot when it comes to churches and things, a whole lot this year. I can bet you. I've been saying that since January 1. The secrets of society is time to be exposed. That's what's going on. Alrighty, guys. I'll see you guys on Monday. Okay. Make sure that you tune in, and thank you for watching True Crime with Savage Royalty.